Y'all, it's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you my eyeshadow collection and declutter video for 2021. So this is one of those videos that everybody always anticipates, everybody always enjoys, and it's been quite interesting because already to date I've watched it now 2 or 3 times to determine if it's necessary for me to pick up maybe some new releases that I'm super interested in. I think I'm gonna try and strive my best to really curate and be conscious of what I am picking up in the new year. I have some goals, personal goals that I want to reach, some goals that I may have not reached this year that I would like to finalize next year, and then just some other things that I would like to kind of throw into the basket financially. And so the idea of maybe not picking up as many eyeshadow palettes and just using what I have, maybe fully panning an eyeshadow palette for once, it could be beneficial. It could be beneficial for all parties involved. So we'll see what happens, but regardless, I've already watched this video quite a few times and it's been helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for you. If there's any video that you're interested in seeing if I've done a tutorial, 9 times out of 10 I have done something on my channel. So just check out the little search part in my channel's bio. If there are products that you're like, well, I know you got this, I know you said you bought this, most likely they are just the new products that were just in transit to me, and I probably already have them because I pretty much have all of those eyeshadow palettes, and I am actually doing some recording in the background, hence this look. It's actually with the Glam-Matrix Silent Night palette. So that's pretty much, I think, everything. I am going to eventually get everything onto Mercari if you are interested in picking up a product from me. If I don't get it up there when you look on my Mercari, or if I don't actually put the link to my Mercari up and you are actively interested in something, just comment down below or DM me on Instagram and I will make sure to get it up and specifically have it linked there for you. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Let's get into the declutter. Alrighty guys, so this is my eyeshadow palette declutter, and this is gonna be a long one, so hopefully you guys grabbed a snack because we're gonna just get through it. So this stack right here is all of my most recent palettes. I may be missing a couple because they're in transit or whatever. I think, yeah, there are a couple. Hold on, there are a couple that I have that just aren't here. So these are all of the palettes that I currently have in my possession. Funny enough, I did realize that the child palette, I did buy that. They just shipped it separately, so I just need to pick it up. And I will do my best to really quickly show you guys the palettes, even if they're in the packaging. Hopefully by now I will have done videos on all, if not most of these. This I plan to do a video on definitely this month, hopefully. Then, like I said, I have the Glam palette. This I will definitely have like 2 videos up this month, which is the Melt Cosmetics Holiday palette. I bought the Natasha Denona Circa Loco palette. I got the Natasha Denona Triochrome palette. I got the Natasha Denona Zendo palette and the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. So quite a lot of palettes that just off rip are not going anywhere. And what I'm gonna try to do this time around is obviously go by brand, and then from there, if I have any maybes, I will put them to the side. And yeah, but I'm gonna try to be as ruthless as possible because I have a lot of palettes. I believe I came in to this year somewhere around, let's see, let's go to my note. I came into this year with 78 palettes, and I do not want to exceed that. I'm sure I already have somewhere near 90, 100 again, and I just That's a lot. So I'm going to try and bring it down, but reasonably. I'm not going to just get rid of things just to get rid of them. But if I don't need them, if I'm not inspired, they got to go. So the first brand that we're going to attack is Lick and Lash. This is a UK based indie brand, and I have 2 palettes from them, both pretty big. So the first one that I got from them is this one, and this is their Playful palette. And as you can see, it is very, very colorful, very, very bright. I used it a lot, really enjoyed this palette. And yeah, so that's that. And then I got the Lick and Lash Flamingo palette, and I didn't get as much enjoyment from this palette overall. And so for that reason, there were some shades. I really love Promise and Golden Sands. I'm gonna keep them. I like them both. I really do. So I thought I was gonna do good starting off. Okay, anyways, we're gonna keep these 2. The standalone palette from this brand is this one, and this is Playing in Makeup by Yolando, her Jam Rock colored Washina palette. I really do enjoy this palette. Some of the shades are unnecessary, but overall I enjoy it. Very, very pretty, very, very colorful, right up my alley. I'm a keeper. Melt Cosmetics. Other than, of course, this one, I believe I only have these 2 palettes, and this one is the Smoke Show, and this one is the 420. I prefer the 420, but since I kind of hodgepodged them, I'm just gonna keep both. Yeah, in case I want to put them back into their respective color schemes. I'm doing fantastic so far. Alrighty, then we have Kaladios. So Kaladios, I have 3 palettes from them, and I think this is another brand I'm actually going to keep all of them. So this is their VR Neon. Really, really pretty. With the right primer, it's a really nice palette. Then we have the Lunar Lavender. I think that the formula is a lot thicker in this one. Really, really nice. And then I think that they kept up the formula with this one, which is their Flower Punk palette. Really, really enjoyed this palette. I haven't picked anything else up from them, but I feel confident in their formula now that in the future, if I do see something that I can't live without, I will go ahead and pick her up. All right, these are my only 2 Too Faced palettes, and they're both pretty sentimental because I'm pretty sure my best friend got them both from me. I know she got this one. I think she got this one as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. This is the Chocolate Gold palette. I'm pretty sure 90% that I picked this up myself, but even if not, I mean, she's my best friend, so the palette's not going to deter that. But this one is definitely my favorite of the 2. I did enjoy this Chocolate Gold. It really is pretty, but all of these metallics, I'm not gonna reach for these over my indie single shadow metallics, and these mattes, you know, they're basic mattes. So decluttering that, keeping this. 1 down. Okay, another one I think unfortunately it is time to go is this Fenty one. I really enjoy it. It's very pretty, really nice formula, but I don't reach for it. I really don't. And I've been hanging on to this since I don't even know when, like 2019. It's time. It really is. She's got to go. Alrighty, so these are all my ABH palettes. Start off with Modern Renaissance, currently in my project pan. Then we have Subculture. Then we have Prism. Then we have the Jackie Aina palette, which one of you guys gifted to me. Forever will be grateful for that. And then we have the Norvina collection volume 3. Okay, and I am going to unfortunately get rid of quite a few of these. I don't need them, don't want them anymore. Norvina, she's gone. No, I don't need her. There's no enjoyment. Every time I reach for that palette, I'm detesting it. And although there are shades in both of these that I truly, truly enjoy, I don't know. The mattes in this are a bit much. I just don't feel like dealing with it anymore. And this, yeah, they're both gone. I don't need them. They're bye. So I started off with 5 on ABH, leaving with 2. And this actually, in all honesty, this is going to be decluttered at the end of my project pan. I just want to see how close I can get to my goal, which is antique bronze, Vermeer, and raw sienna. So I will be ending up with just one ABH palette going into 2022. And in that same breath, I just want to talk about another one-off. I believe this is the only palette I have from Huda, and this is her nude palette. I really do enjoy this palette. I get a lot of really cool looks. I really enjoy these browns down here, and the mauves are really nice. I underestimated this palette, and I'm gonna try not to continue to underestimate her big palettes. I am kind of interested in another one of her big palettes, but we'll see if I ever pick it up. Anyways, I really like this. Definitely keeping it even after the project pan. Next we have Odin's Eye. I do have 2 palettes on the way to me. They are from the YouTuber collaborations, but otherwise right now I have the Erd palette and I have the Norns palette, and I enjoy both of these palettes. The formulas, the pigmentation, the color schemes, I really enjoy them, and yeah, for that reason I am gonna go ahead and keep both of these, and of course the two new palettes that are on their way to me. I forgot a Kaladios palette, my Bizzles, and this is my Kaladios and Jessica Nyquist palette. Never getting rid of this. I really love the color scheme. The combinations that I am able to make with this palette is just insane. So yeah, definitely keeping this. So I think it is Auntie Pat's time to shine. So let's get her palettes out. So these are all of my Pat McGrath palettes, not cheap in the least. And if we're gonna be honest, between that and then the fact that it's Pat McGrath, that's why I'm keeping them. So this one is the, I don't even know. It's not on there and the packaging is somewhere else. So that's one. That was a holiday, I believe, last year. This is the 3rd volume palette, I believe. I think this is the 3rd volume. And then I also have this one, which is stunning. I really love the addition of the like sandier mattes. Really love those. And then I got another holiday palette, which is this one right here in Dark Star. And honestly, Pat is really, she's trying me with the fact that her sale is still going on and we are in December. I still want that one with the coral mattes. I'm trying to hold on for dear life, but she is like, she's testing it. She's testing me, and I don't know. I don't know. She might win. She might win at the end. Alrighty, so I have 2 Midas Cosmetics palettes. I did review both of these, and yeah, I like them. I don't love them. I like them for the formula in the mattes, but the shimmers are not perfect. They're not beautiful, but what I'm gonna say is that these are really good shimmers for like work, and for that reason I am gonna keep both of these, but I probably won't pick anything else up from the brand just because the shimmers are not exactly what I want for like out and about type shimmers, if that makes sense. I like them. I like the formulas. I like the color schemes. That's why I bought them, but not in love with the shimmer formulation. I will say that. All right, so Linda Hallberg, I bought this, and this is so pretty. Every year I get close to decluttering this, and then I swatch it and I'm like, but it's so pretty. And it is, it's so pretty, but I don't use it. I don't use it, not ever. I don't reach for these types of palettes that are one-offs. So I am just gonna go ahead and declutter this. This is our Enchanted Secrets palette. Two palettes that I have from Nabla Cosmetics, and I definitely prefer the Dreamy 2 over the Dreamy, but I do like the formula, and I can add different colors here to make more depth and variety, so I am going to keep them both, and the textures on the shimmers are just astounding, so that's why I'm keeping both the Dreamy and the Dreamy 2 from Nabla. Then the only palette that I have from 50/50 Makeup, this is their autumn themed palette, and as you can see, these are, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. So this Midas is actually going, this is the Unveiled. I don't need it, because I am going to keep this. I prefer the shimmers here, and I prefer the different combinations of mattes that they have here, and especially the depth. So definitely keeping that, and getting rid of that one Midas Cosmetics. Trying to continue to stay brutal, but I love this formula. I love the color combination, so I am just going to go ahead and keep this. This is my Latte 2 palette from Dominique Cosmetics. And ooh, this is such a pretty palette. I don't reach for it, and I love that it's a black owned brand. I think they tried to kind of come back, but I just don't think it actually happened for them. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I am. Somebody else hopefully will get some really good use out of it. Okay, and then this is not even really in all honesty, the Michelou palette. I created my own palette, kept the shimmers that I liked. I think I got rid of all of their mattes. I did, because all of their mattes hit hard pan for me. And yeah, so for that reason, I'm going to keep it, because I still like the mattes that I put in there, and I still like the shimmers, and I like the color combination. So good there. Ooh. Alien Cosmetics. I really hate this shade. I hate it with a passion. I really just don't like all of the shimmers. I don't. But it's specifically that one shimmer. The other ones I can build up, but this one is just weirdly chunky. I don't like it, but I love this color scheme. I gotta keep it for now. I'm gonna keep it for now. I want to try more from the brand. I'm just honestly scared. I'm scared it's gonna be the same trash formula shimmer wise, so I haven't picked anything up, but I believe this is the brand that just changed. Yeah, they are. They're the ones that are now Unearthly, so we'll see. I'll give it another shot. Hopefully I'll like it the second time around, and for that reason, I'm just gonna still keep this for now. Maybe not the best reasoning, but you know, it is what it is. Sigil Inspired. I really like this palette. I like the formulas that are presented. I like the color. I wish there were a little bit more variety here with these mattes. Specifically, the depth level isn't the best, but I do really like this palette, so I am going to go ahead and keep it, and I am really interested in getting more from the brand. I just haven't pulled the trigger because I'm trying to be more conscious of my purchasing and to kind of do it in a slower manner than just like, oh, I see, I want, I buy. So I'm trying to be better. We'll see how long that lasts. Two from Dose of Colors that I kind of changed because when I bought them, I think I bought these too early in my makeup journey, and I didn't see the variety, and I didn't also have the technique to really see the benefit in these types of palettes. I do think there is benefits in them. I will say that this is going to be the last year that I roll them over if I don't get more use out of them. I need to get more use out of them. Otherwise, they gotta go, because I haven't really gotten all that much use out of them. So yeah, I do really like the formula, all of that, but yeah, last year. Alrighty, this is going to be a hard one to swallow. It really is. I love the packaging. I love the colors. I really do. This is like, oh, this is a maybe. This is a maybe. I can't right now. I can't. So this is definite keep for me. This is the Lovelock's Beauty Foiled Rose palette. I really enjoy this palette. Not the most variety with the mattes, but the mattes do apply deeper than they look, and I really love this shimmer. I'm close to actually hitting pan in it. Really enjoy this palette. I will be keeping it. Alright, so I have some brutal stuff coming up. These are some older palettes. This I don't reach for anymore. Really pretty palette. Really nice color scheme. I love the variety, but I don't reach for it, and I don't feel any connection to it anymore, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Alright, so I have quite a few of these from Christine Lee. Let me find them all. Alrighty, so these are two palettes that I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna justify it by saying that I'm gonna match them with my two matte palettes. So all four of these palettes are on their last rotation in my collection, and if I don't get any use out of them either combined or separately in the next upcoming year, they've got to go, because we're not keeping products that we don't use anymore. So this is a eyeshadow duo. Honestly, I don't use it because I forget, because it's a duo. I'm actually going to just put it in my in my drawer just so I can get use out of it. I really do like in-gloss shadows, and I really love this packaging. It gets lost in the sauce, man. It gets lost in the sauce. So this is a brand. I don't know if they're a brand anymore, but I really loved their formula. So this is Igneous Cosmetics, and I specifically loved their matte formula. The shimmers could go, but the mattes were really good. I am going to keep these. I curated these color schemes from I think 3 or 4 palettes that I had from them, so really happy with this. Like I said, I don't think the brand is a thing anymore, but I still like the formula, so I'm going to keep them. This is kind of how I justified getting rid of my Subculture. I don't even know why I bought it, because this is basically the Subculture colors. So really happy with this. It is scratchy, and it is an older formula. I did buy it secondhand, so it's not the like super pigmented Viseart formula, but it's okay. I like it. We're keeping it. The only other Viseart palette I believe that I have is this baby, and this is their Liaison palette. It is a really pretty purple palette. They actually just recently came out with another pretty purple, but I have this. I don't get all that much use out of this one, but I really like it, so I am going to keep it. I still get joy from having it, so good to go. That is my first drawer, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these away. And actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna talk about this. This is my one Colored Rain palette that I have that's still in its packaging. The other one I actually depotted. I am gonna go ahead and keep this even after my project pan. I just love the foiled shades. The mattes are good, they're not the greatest, but it's really the foils in this palette that are making me come back for more. So that's that. Let me clean this whole area up. Alrighty, just to round out my Natasha Denona collection, I do have the Love palette, which I have redesigned. I also have the Bronze palette, which once again I redesigned, and then I also do have the Purple Blue palette. So all of my Natasha Denonas are staying, there's no question about that, but you know, this is a palette collection and declutter, so I wanted to show you guys. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure these are all of my Menagerie Cosmetics palettes, and I did redesign these. And this is my Whale Song palette, this is my Feral palette, and this is my Dragon Child palette. I really love these redesigns. I haven't been able to do tutorials on my channel with these, but I really do want to. They're on my list, just life happened. All right, let's get some more one-off brands out the way. This is my LA Splash Classic Horror palette. I was keeping this because it was super sentimental. This was my very first 3 Looks 1 palette, and this was one of my biggest videos that year, but I don't need this anymore. I don't reach for it, so it is going. Really bomb packaging though, I must say. I really love the packaging. Alrighty, this is my DJ Cosmetics, or Boutique, I'm sorry, the Reasons palette. This is a really good palette, really good formula. I love everything about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Oops, I forgot the other Menagerie Cosmetics. I always do that. And this is my Violet. Ooh, that is not fun. This is my Violet ink with, like I said, designed color scheme. So hopefully that stays. I doubt it though. And yeah, this is the palette in case you were wondering. Okay, XNO Cosmetics. This is their Cherry Kisses palette. I really like this palette, and you know what, I'm gonna keep this, and this is gonna talk me out of the Pat McGrath palette, although the formula is a lot better. So let's maybe this is the one ColourPop palette that I've kept in my collection, and for good reason. This color scheme is outstanding. I really love the variety of blues, both mattes and shimmers. Definitely keeping this. Let's tackle Juvia's Place, because this is gonna be a bit much. I have a lot of palettes from Juvia's Place, and this is after decluttering quite a bit. So first we have the chocolates. Why are so many of my shadows broken? What is going on? So this is my chocolates palette. Then we have the Sweet Pinks palette. We have the Zulu palette, the Saharan 2 palette, the Tribe palette, the Festival palette, the Saharan palette, and my reorganization of the Magic palette. This is combination of the Magic and the Masquerade, and although I like some of these shade, this cozy shade, or what I have in that position, beautiful. Same with Faso, beautiful. Zumba, beautiful. I haven't reached for this, so we're gonna just get rid of this. We're definitely gonna go ahead and get rid of the Saharan as well. Really pretty, but I'm not reaching for it. And I'm not like interested, even after opening it again right now. I'm just not interested in it. The Festival, I'm still interested in this. Definitely still interested in the Tribe. Still interested in Saharan 2, Zulu. These are the other two that I don't know if I'm really as interested as I was when I picked them up, which is a shame because I haven't really used them all that much. I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them. So yeah, reduced my collection of Juvia's Place just a bit, but you know, a little bit is better than nothing. All right, I gotta move some stuff around. This is an e.l.f. palette, and I actually have a second one. Let me get it really quickly. Here is the second e.l.f. palette. I don't need either of these. I should have never reorganized them, although I will say my reorganizations are better color schemes, but I just don't need them. So they're both going in the trash, honestly. They don't need to even go to a new home. They can just go in the trash. Okay, let's keep going with some of these more avant-garde indie brands. Look at this beautiful color scheme. This is outstanding. I really love the formula, the coloring. So definitely keeping her. This is from Slay Cosmetics, and this is the Slayer palette. Makeup Addiction. So I have two palettes from them, and between the two, I definitely prefer this one, which is Sinful Eyes, but I reach for this, loving this Soiled Money shade, and it always changes color at the end of the day. So I'm gonna put this Sinful Eyes in the maybe, and I'm actually just gonna go ahead and declutter the Meadow. I just don't need it or want it anymore. Revolution Pro, this is the one palette that I've kept. It's a really nice color scheme, really good for beginners just trying to get more into makeup. I really like it, but I just don't need it. I really don't need it. You guys have seen the amount of colorful shadow palettes that I have kept, and this is just not as good as them. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not as good, so I don't need it. This is another palette. So this is the second palette that my best friend got me. I really love this palette. I don't get too much use out of it, and I need to change that. I'm hoping with a smaller collection I will. I really love these shades, so I am going to keep them. This is another one-off brand. I picked this up from, I think this is a Dubai-based brand. I love this palette. I still have so much sentimental value towards it, so I am gonna keep it. I thought I would finally get rid of it, but no. Oh, so I do have another Colored Rain palette. This is their Vivid Pigments. I really do enjoy this palette. Very colorful, very pigmented, blendable, all of that. I've used it for some Halloween looks, as you can see, so definitely keeping her. Blush Tribe as a brand, they rebranded I think like 2 or 3 times, and they officially just kind of called it cahoots to the whole kit and caboodle. I still really enjoy my personal palettes, so I am going to keep them. Although, do I need this one? This is going to go in the maybe too. I'm not positive I truly need that. But yeah, I do enjoy the 2 others, so they're staying. Sydney Grace. So Sydney Grace, I have 2 collaboration palettes, and they are both staying. There's no question. One is with the recently departed Mel Thompson. I absolutely love this palette, and will keep it. And then also this one is from the collaboration with Tim Talia. I just recently this month uploaded a 3 looks 1 palette with this baby, and yeah, I think I previously did eye swatches. So yeah, definitely love these palettes, love the formula, definitely keeping them. Alrighty, we're getting to the end of things. This is my only oh, what is the brand? Oh, they're known for their stained glass collection. I can't think of the brand off the top of my head right now. Either way, this is the one out of the 2 palettes that I actually liked, so I kept it. I still enjoy it, so I am going to go ahead and keep it. Then I have One Dose of Colors palette. Really pretty palette. Another really bomb neutral palette for everyday looks, other than these shimmers. These shimmers are a bit much for work, but then again, I've gone to work in green eyeshadow before, so who knows. Anyways, really pretty, really like it, keeping her. This is my Lime Crine Venus XL palette, and oh gosh, I really love this palette. I know a lot of people really don't mess with Lime Crine anymore, but not that I do, but I really love this palette, so I am going to keep her. And this is going absolutely nowhere. This is my Butte Bean and Shroud Cosmetics collaboration. It took a long time for me to get her, and she's going absolutely nowhere now that I found her. So really happy to have this in my collection. The last huge collection that I have is from Nomad Cosmetics. I have their Lago di Como palette. I have their Harajuku palette. I have their Cartena Magica palette. I have this is the Iceland palette, and then I have the Orient Express palette. So I am gonna get rid of the Orient Express. There are some pretty shades, but overall I just don't feel love and enjoyment looking at this anymore, so this is gonna go. And I want to look at these 2 again. I think, yeah, I'm still good with these 2, still happy with those, but these 2 I want to just kind of take a second look at. I think I'm gonna keep them for now, 1 more year. I wasn't in love with some of the shimmers, but I'm gonna keep them for now. That's how that's gonna go. And then the last brand that I have to talk about, I believe today, hopefully, I think I've unearthed all of the shadow palettes that are every which way in my collection and in my room, is Lunar Beauty. This is the Strawberry Dream palette. Really like this palette other than the blues. The blues are a bit much, are hard to work with, but otherwise this palette is beautiful. Not only the packaging, but the actual coloring. And then this is my piece de la resistance, and this is the Moonspell palette volume 1. I know he came out with the volume 2, but I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I just wasn't gonna force it. This was my baby. I loved it, and yeah, although the volume 2 is cute, it's just not enough for me to really want to pick it up, so I didn't. All right, so I still have some palettes that are in my maybe pile, so let's kind of go through these. So these are 4 palettes. Let's open them up and talk about them very, very quickly. Ooh, Manetti. Okay, all right. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to Makeup Addiction overall. Good company. I think it's time for me to just say goodbye to the brand being in my collection. I really don't like this Aspen shade, which I think is clouding my judgment on this palette overall, but I love this Lucy shade. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep that one. And then it comes to these 2. I almost never reach for this palette, but I love it. I love it, and I already bought it, so it's not gonna kill me to stay. And again, we're keeping them too. So I'm gonna take the time to count out all these palettes really quickly. I have a lot still, but you know, I kind of feel good, kind of. Let's count them all again and let's see where I'm ending at right now. And I'm going to try and go through all my emails to see and add up all of the palettes that are actually on their way to me as well. So give me 1 second. Oh, lordy lord. So I'm going to be going into 2022 with 91 palettes as of right now. Oh, I was a clown. I thought I was going to go into it with 50 palettes. Yeah, that's not happening. But I did declutter quite a few. Let's count those up really quickly. So I'm going to be leaving going into 2022 decluttering about 20 palettes. So I still feel very happy with that goal. I really just under 100. That's a lot of palettes, which is why there's so many that I kind of forget about. So I'm hoping that next year I'll really just take the time to enjoy what I have a little bit more. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I haven't done a video on my single eyeshadows. I'm probably gonna go through them, but maybe not right now, maybe later on in next year. So if you're interested, let me know down below. Otherwise, yeah, I'll probably do it off camera. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, y'all, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.